When you shop at TJMAXX, why is it important to you to find the best, most beautiful things? It might not be for the reason you think. Let's step into my office. Have you ever seen a bell curve? A bell curve is very interesting when it comes to caring about TJMAXX. I'm gonna use my handy little white notebook here. In any industry, across the spectrum of all the industries, data is plotted inside of a bell curve, which means the average wins. It's pretty basic. There's nothing special. And the problem I have with this is not so much about what's average or basic. It's the data points that are outside of that. Those data points are called outliers. And the outliers in any data set on a bell curve are always deleted. If you are someone who insists on not being average in your life, in your work, in what you wear every day, that makes you an outlier. If you're someone who lights up over finding a deal, you're an outlier. That means life, retail, and especially TJMAXX is not catering to you. They are catering to their bell curve. They're catering to the average. And so when we take on a video today, like what to skip at TJMAXX, it's almost like putting on a pair of glasses, okay? We're putting on the bell curve, the cult of average, as Sean Aker would put it, of TJMAXX. I am going to show you the things that keep you average. And my hope is that you say no to these things and only go for the things that make you and help you live an outlier life. Let's get started. What a way to start a TJMAXX video. Did you like that? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. My first tip is interesting. It's popping up everywhere in my comments and my DMs from a lot of you. Be careful with the super high-end things, especially the handbags. I don't actually know how people are doing this. I need to do a little more research, but it's something that's popping up enough in my comments that I need to just put the word out that potentially the super high-end handbags, wallets, shoes even, could be replica returns. Now, I don't love this idea. I do think it's a rumor. There probably are instances where this is happening because people will always find a way to rip someone off. And that's just unfortunate. It sucks. It ruins the game for all of us. But at the same time, when you're aware, then you have power. So just be careful. Here's what I would do. Number one, I would make sure the original tags are hanging on the piece. There are a lot of replicas and dupes though that are real leather and they are looking very similar. So I might do some searches for what a replica would look like or what to find on a replica bag versus the real one. And I would just make sure the interior of the bag looks legit. I would also probably look at what it's selling for online and what it's selling for at other places. If you're someone who is like hell-bent on collecting high-end designer bags, this might not be the best place. I think it's just good for us to know you're taking a chance. As number one, just be warned. People who scam people are on the other side of the bell curve. They just ruin it for everybody. Number two is a different kind of designer at TJMAXX, and that is the manufactured designer. There is an entire industry that is made for outlet stores like TJMAXX, even Nordstrom Rack. So some of these names would be Kate Spade, Michael Kors. Some of you might put like Calvin Klein in there. You will see these brands in every department. You'll really see them in handbags. A really good way to know if something potentially is manufactured is number one, it's outside of the runway section. And number two, if there is an outlet store, it is most likely a manufactured. And I think third, you can just really feel it in the quality of the piece too. You know, a real Michael Kors bag that you might spend $500 to $1,000 on versus one that was tagged at $129 and is maybe selling at $119 or $99. There is a quality difference and you can feel it. Okay, next up is fragrances and cosmetics. Now, I love watching Manny go step on into TJMAXX and buy buy $1,000 worth of cosmetics and then go home and try them all on. I love that video. But I just want you to be cautious when purchasing fragrances and cosmetics from TJMAXX, as some of these products might be expired or just not stored properly, really affecting their quality. The jury has always been out for me. It's not the place I love to find things. Now, occasionally, if you know your beauty products, you can step into the beauty side of TJMAXX and probably find some really great things. But the jury's really out on the quality. And the jury is out on the health and the safety expiration date wise on some of these products. So just be aware. The TJMAXX credit card, from an unsponsored standpoint, I would highly advise against. The TJMAXX credit card is there for the bell curve. They are playing a numbers game with this. If enough of us get the credit card, they're making a certain amount of money on interest, whether we like it or they like it or not. Next up, let's go to activewear. I have posted in my history of posting things, cheap leggings. I admit, 100% guilty. But being down the road on the craze that has been the legging industry over the last decade, I never wear them. And when I do wear them, I don't ever enjoy them as much as the ones that I really found that are made for outliers. When I look at this activewear section, what I see is a lot of cheap stuff trying to be sold. Like, if anything is being sold as a set, it's probably not going to be worn in your closet. I'm just going to tell you now, because it's not going to feel as good as maybe that one or two pair of more expensive leggings you spoiled yourself on. This is not to say you should just buy expensive leggings. You know me better than that. But it is to just say, don't buy cheap leggings anymore. Just stop. We are talking about those 90-degree leggings. We can do better, and we don't necessarily have to pay more money, but we could just do better than some of these standard manufactured TJMAXX cheap leggings. And by the way, if you're sitting here like wondering what you should buy, make sure you subscribe, because I make a lot of videos. What you should wear, what you should buy, what you should choose, all those good things. I've said this one before, and I'm going to say it again. If you are not a junior, let's not shop in the juniors department. Now, if you're not a junior, but you're shopping for a junior, you totally get to shop in the juniors department. The only reason I would love for you to be shopping in the juniors department is to just be looking through the racks to see if something's been misplaced, such as these. Check this out. I found these Veronica Beard jeans the other day as I was shopping with Ivy. And I was like, see, there it is again. Like, always look in the long racks, even in the wrong departments, because things get put back, and you can even look near the mirrors. Next up, products that are done. Done is done. This is a brand that's really phoned it in for years now. Like, they found their font instead of their formula. They found their font, and I can't believe they're still selling products. I did in my day have a coffee mug that was done, but done is done. That's all I'm going to say. Stick with me on this one. There are a lot of boring brands we see make cheap clothes for TJMAXX. Rachel Zoe, Max Studio, Nine West, Premise, Nicole Miller, Cynthia Raleigh. There's even more that I'm showing you here on screen. This is just the women's section outside of contemporary, and I don't like this for you. I think they try for trendy and they fail. I could see a lot of this stuff become buildup in closets and never get worn. It's almost like a faux basic. It's not even a good basic. They're making clothes for the average woman. They're not even that beautiful. And I don't want you to be offended by that, because I certainly am guilty of having purchased things in this department, but I never wear it. And I'm finding myself donating these things within a year, and it just feels worse than fast fashion almost. You know what I mean? Maybe this would be like boring fast fashion. This is all a no for me. Sometimes there's an illusion when you step in the doors of TJMAXX that things are the best price you can get, and they're not. They're not always. And this goes back to the first tip, you know, the handbags or the high-end designer potentially being replicas. If something is here that I love, I am always grabbing my phone and looking it up. If you ever find me in a store and I'm on my phone, it's probably because I'm looking up pricing. I am always shooting for the best. I want the best in my career. I want the best body. I want the best day. I want the best morning routine. I also want the best price. That's just who I am at my core. I want the best for you too. So if something feels pricey for you, make sure you grab your phone and scope it out because you might be able to get it even lesser at a better deal, even in your favorite color. Who knows? Somewhere else. There's probably 1,000 more things I can say, but this video is getting long. I feel so lucky that I get to shop with you and help you really hone in on your outlier life. I can't wait to do it again next time.